everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. How are you all, boys? It's Friday. You got a drink?
Yeah, I nearly had an epileptic fit there with that intro. What's that? Apologies to anyone for getting warning up there.
Before?
No, I've not seen it. I'm worried about the poor people with epilepsy.
I'm now concerned, Dan, that we've had that intro for a good couple of videos now, and you've still not seen it. So is that
that is
you're not watching our videos?
Shows who's watching the videos, doesn't it, eh?
What's wrong with that one?
There's nothing, but we just like to have a countdown. Look, I mean, Dan, I'm not being horrible.
Oh, is that part of the countdown? Is that part of
that? Yeah, it goes from the countdown. It just look how clean that is.
No. I just think maybe we should slow the flash down for people with epilepsy. That's all.
All right, I'll do it. What?
I don't want us to be responsible for fucking killing anyone.
You can't fucking please everyone. What am I going to do? I thought it was good. I made that.
There was an episode of Pokemon in the 90s, right? In Japan, they had this scene with all these flashing lights, and when it came to the West, they had to fucking change that scene and make it slow down the flash because it killed someone.
Jesus.
So I'm just saying. I don't want blood on our hands.
What can we do?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, yeah, absolutely. Have we all had a good week? Good evening to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for all joining us. It's been a tough week. My week, I've been really, really busy at work. I work in an industry. I can't, as I said, legally, I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but it's something to do with the shops reopening and problems that they may face. And it's been fucking fucking really bad.
I'm not going to tell you what I got up to today because Graham knows. I've sent him the pictures, but it's
I'll see the photos.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty this morning. This morning's work.
Yeah, before anyone goes, oh yeah, nothing. It's nothing dodgy, don't worry. It's nothing dodgy.
No, nothing dodgy. It's been mental. It's been a mental week this week, work-wise.
Yeah, it has, isn't it? I'll tell you what, some news I'm excited about. Just got work has started on our studio on our Dan Damo Jace. Check that out. Look, they've dug up all the turf. They've actually smashed down that concrete. So if you can see, they've squared that off. So that's going to be where the studio is built in that land there. They've smashed up that bit, I believe, and then they're going to put the foundations, put the concrete in, and start the work. So look out for that. We did put a little video. Manor Park, classy area. Classy area. That's where we're having it. Manor Park, E12 Studios.
Hey?
What you been doing? You look like you're in heaven.
As always, mate. As always. It's just the mood lighting.
I didn't see you for a little while. Were you sitting in heaven? I didn't know they had internet up there.
Why does it look like it's a different time zone there? Why does it look like? Because I'm looking out my window. It's not that bright and sunny. You're only in
I'll buy me window. So it's nice and bright out.
It looks like it's midday in your time zone.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. You pre-recorded this.
Something happened? There's a big GSB out thing going on in the comments. I know that's like we're everyday GSB out, but it seems like there's something that's sparked this up.
You ain't seen the title, have you?
No, do you know what? I haven't.
Dan, you ain't up to date at the minute, mate.
Dan, do you pay attention? Do you say what we do? You don't know? You don't know we're a West Ham channel, didn't you? Dan's just wandered in by mistake.
He's been painting for 3 months.
I've been painting for bloody ages, and then I've had a load of work come on this week.
What been painting the Sistine Chapel? What's been going on?
No, it's fucking. I painted, the missus. I was in Plastone, Cannington area, painting the walls. Right, they were white to start with. She said she wanted pebble stone. Painted them pebble stone. Yeah. Oh, I don't like it. It's too dark. Let's paint it white. Painted it back white. Said to Jace, do we need to sand the walls again? Because he paints every weekend. Nah, it's all right. Painted it. We put like 6 coats on. I was like, Jace, let's just fucking sand the walls. Sanded the walls, and then had to put another fucking 2 coats on. So I had a lot of coats. I fit the carpet. In. I built the flat packs. Putting shelves up. Listen, I'm handyman, me. I'm Mr.
I'm going to be honest, Dan. I've seen the carpet, and you've done a very good job there. I saw the video. or the
Boy, can
pictures.
you come and do my carpet up on the landing? Because I need carpet. I've just ordered underlay. Can you come and do that?
Not stairs, are they? Don't do stairs.
Yeah, that costs extra. That costs extra.
Dan walking your house, he'll give it like it'll be like.
Yeah.
You'll notice we're a man down tonight. Ryan, I don't know what he's doing. He's not around tonight, but that's fair enough. He does every week. He's a mainstay of this, so we'll give him the night off. He's been absolutely brilliant over the last couple of about a year now, isn't it? Doing these shows. He's the one that brings this to you. This is his sort of baby. He sorts all this out. So when he's not here, it goes to pot.
He's allowed a night off. He's allowed a night off now and again. He works hard. He works hard.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We miss him greatly, and he'll be back tomorrow. He's got the new show coming up with Scotty tomorrow.
I was on Friday
not
night.
with Scotty, not with Scotty, actually.
Unfortunately, I've got to go work, so my right hand man stepping in for me and taking my.
So what we're going to get a lot of? What's going on tonight then?
Great,
Who's the man to watch tonight? Callum Wilson.
Is that your
do I sound like that? Is that what I sound like?
You know what? Now you've said
no, the other week, because when we was doing that, I'm so sorry. We are chatting on a little bit. We've got a super chat. We will read that out in a second. But good evening to everyone. Last week, before I come into the show, before I come into post match pint, Graham and Ryan were talking to each other in Alan Carr's voice, reading out the team. Yeah,
really?
Exactly. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Anyway, thank you so much to everyone for joining us in the chat. It is an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be sitting here once again with you all. We was discussing a little bit of Friday Night Pint Live before we come in here, what we're going to need for it, and we're getting prepared for that. We haven't quite set a date yet, so I won't sort of excite anyone or anything like that. But it'll be just before the beginning of next season, I should imagine, and it's going to be one hell of a night. But look, you've all seen the title set for Dan, so it'll be a bit of a surprise for him.
Can't wait to find
out.
Are
the majority of the crowds gone to be GSB in? That's the article that's come out today from a well-known source. He thinks that there's been these sort of mysterious GSB in stickers appearing, and apparently the majority of the crowds now, lots of people don't give a shit, apparently, according to them, but now a majority of the crowds have switched over to become GSB in. Let me just read out this super chat just before we get started, just so I don't lose it. Danny K, £10. How many people GSB in? They have had nothing to do with this successful season. It's all down to Moyes and the players' hard work, but knowing the ball, they will take full credit for it. So there we go. That's what is being claimed tonight. Now, is anybody here?
As well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Is anybody GSB in?
Where are you? Well, we know. No, not here. It's just very silent. No, of course. Listen, with the people I know, obviously you got bloody Sean, his mate Hugh, the Moose. I don't know anyone else. I can't think of any other.
Should I pull up the article? I don't like to give these too much.
So basically, the people that are thingy are the ones that get spoon-fed, literally fed by the club.
The thing is, if you're in the comments, if you're reading, if you're watching this and you are GSB, don't be afraid to say it, and then put reasons why. Put your reasons why to say you are.
The thing is,
I think everyone's entitled to an opinion. Do you know what I mean?
It's an absolute ridiculous thing to say. And the thing that I take most about it is, listen, I've said this. I said this on Twitter earlier. Yeah. As a person, I've met him a few times. I spoke to him a few times. I think Sean's all right. I don't think he's a bad fella. I don't think, you know, he's not my cup of tea. You're not going to catch me down the fucking, you know, the West Ham, whatever club it is, the supporters club, or in wherever that is now, having a pint with a geezer at my own choice. You know, it's always, you know, professional courtesy and all that. But I don't think he's a bad guy. We've spoken.
We did the podcast with him, didn't we?
We've done a podcast and all that.
He came across all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He's not a bad fella, right? But I take huge offence to this sort of thing. I take huge offence to this sort of thing because, you know, before the lockdowns happened, there was a movement forming. And I think one of the misconceptions, and this is what I don't like about it as well, because him doing this sort of thing and putting this sort of thing out on West Ham fan media, on West Ham, you know, independent websites, feeds the fire and frenzy towards the mainstream media to dig us out and say, I told you, look, even their own fans are saying it's all their own fault and all that. Because I take great offence to people blaming us, especially like since we've been doing well this year, in turning around and go, it's because the fans ain't there. It's such a lazy piece of journalism because there ain't one of them, and this has been going on for years now. This has been going on for years and years and years. There ain't one journalist who has taken the time, who thought, let's see what's going on at West Ham. Like, let's go over there week in, week out, and let's have a look what's actually going on over there. Let's spend some time with the fans. Let's see why they're disgruntled. They see something from the outside, and they make a you know, a wild guess at why we're disgruntled. And a lot of them cannot fathom why we are disgruntled. They look like they're spending money, and they don't look into the deep. You know, you can all tell them. We you know, people like us have told them time and time again. We always get the blame for it. We always get, you know, ridiculed and lambasted, and you know, I see people calling us scum and everything else, right? But it's people like Sean, because it's a slow news day. He's decided, let's put this out. And look, at the end of the day, it's worked. We're sitting here 7:30 at night, you know, talking about it, you know. But it just them people that don't understand it gives them fuel to beat us with. And I'll be honest with you, I've had enough. I've had enough of talking about. Why are you upset? They've spent £100 million. Yeah, but they've also sold £100 million worth of talent. You know, I'm sick of explaining the promises. There's only so many times you can say it. And it's people like Sean that does this, that not only winds the fan base up, not only starts dividing it again, but sort of tries to invalidate the opinions of the, you know, opinions are opinions. And we're all about opinions on here, and I respect everyone else's opinion. If that is Sean's honest opinion, honestly, if he can stand there with his hand on heart and turn around and go, I think these two have done the best for the club. I don't think there's anything more that they could have done out of their own free will to help this club. They always thought, you know, they've done the best for us. That's fantastic. You know what I mean? And I've never ridiculed anyone with that opinion. But I don't expect to be ridiculed for my opinion when my opinion has a lot more to back it up. They promised us things. We all walked into them season ticket offices, and we all got promised things, and that was coming from the club themselves saying we'll be able to do this, we'll be able to do that. I didn't ask or question, probably stupidly, how it's going to do that. You know, when they were saying to us, we'll be able to compete with, you know, Bayern Munich or Real Madrid for transfers, I didn't turn around and say how. I thought that's brilliant. I'm definitely fucking signing up for that. You know. So if he can stand there hand on heart, but they like, and I mean this with the greatest of respect, and I'm chucking this out with as much evidence as he's got for saying that, you know, everyone's now GSB in. Then I have to say everyone's now still GSB out, right? There's no evidence whatsoever. There's no polls. He's seen one sticker. There's a sticker that, you know, allegedly he's been stuck on by someone else. I would suggest it was been stuck on for someone that wants a news story. If I'm honest, you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, right? They get fed information. They're not going to turn around and tell you what their true opinion is. And this is the thing, right? And I'm looking at this website right now, right? I'm looking at it right now. I'm just going to find this. I'll find this bit of news again. Yeah. Wherever it, I can't find it, but it is riddled. It is riddled with adverts. I'm looking at it now. You can barely fucking read it because it's so riddled with adverts, right? That is a man that has not been to West Ham, that has not set foot in the stadium, that has not paid a penny, that gets fed information by the owners to print shit like this, right? And that's what happened to feed his website that feeds his living. He's a journalist. He hasn't been to West Ham in over 20 years. Yeah. And that's why they do shit like this, because the more people that click on this to read, even if it's going by and thinking, fucking hell, that's a load of shit. I'm seeing 15 adverts. I'm seeing them right now. You know, there's one for Northumbria University. There's one for Air France. There's one for Gonzo in a Claret and New video. There's one for Pink Boutique. There's one for something about big signatures. There's one for it's riddled with adverts. So the more people click on that and see them adverts, the more they get paid, right? The more they get paid.
Yeah.
And it may not be masses, but it's probably enough to top up an old man's pension with the greatest of respects. But what I'm saying is that one sticker turns up, and then all of a sudden, I'll read it. For those of us who never accept GSB, but one of the most pleasant aspects of a wonderful season has been the absence, by and large, of hatred, abuse, protest, and often disgusting and foul-mouthed social media outrage. I've never seen anything disgusting over there. I've seen people with their right to protest, and in fact, he turns around and says, because this sticker's turned up, everybody's now GSB in. The tide is turning. I'll read the quote for you, right? I'll read it.
It's not even really about.
I can't even move the fucking website because there's so many fucking adverts on it, and that's what fucking pisses me off. And I go on. So I'll let you.
You've got to look at some of the comments as well, because someone commented and he tries to shoot him down in the comments. And then someone comes back at him and he sort of loses that argument. But the thing is, right, look, we all know a hell of a lot of West Ham fans. I know West Ham fans that don't watch what we do, right? And so the only interaction they have is like they know who I am and I know who they are. And they're not swayed. They're not on social media. They're not swayed by what they see on social media. And they see the problems with GSB and their GSB out. I'm looking at the comments that have gone through from everybody who's took the time to write a comment. Not yet to see one that isn't a sarcastic comment of in or a funny comment of in. There's no one in the chat who's really an in. And the problem is that you break down to this season and how this season's gone, right? And you point to me, this is what I want to see. Where has this season been successful because of what they've done, right? Okay, they gave us money to sign. Yeah, they gave us money. We signed Ben Marma. We signed Souček. We signed. No. Wait. No, let me finish. Let me finish. Right?
Yeah,
people. They'll argue that's what they have done. Right now, that's their job to do that in the first place. Right. So that's not through them that they've done that. These are, as I've said, Benrahma, I don't think Moyes wanted, and I'm going to stick with that because he's not a Moyes type of player. Souček, Soufal, they're Moyes' signings without fail. Sullivan will take credit for that because that's what he does. Someone's good, it's his signing. Someone's bad, it's the manager's. But that's what you see. They've done their job in that respect. But they've also left us with the most thin squad I've seen this club have for a very, very long time. And they've clawed back, as you said, the other season, they spent 100 million. You know, you keep seeing these people, especially Jim White. Well, they spent 100 million on players. But like we said, they've clawed back
3 years
100 million, and they've clawed back more than that. You look at our wage bill now, how small our wage bill is compared to what it has been. right? And this is the thing, David. As much as they've chucked money with Pellegrini and they've clawed it all back now under Moyes, and the only people in this season that take credit for being where we are is Davies Moyes, his backroom staff, and the players. It's got nothing to do with Sullivan, Gold, or Brady to where we are now. It's got nothing to do with the fact that the fans are in there, because you can sit there and say, well, why have we had successful seasons in the past? Fans have been there. It's just the fact that we've got a system that's working for us now. Nothing to do with the chairman, nothing to do with Karen Brady. They have done absolutely nothing, barring their job in some respects, to put a little bit of money into this squad this season. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. They've done fantastic keeping everyone in the job and all that through lockdown. I'm not going to criticise. That's the one thing I am going to praise them for, is what they did there, keeping people in their jobs, keeping the lower paid staff, so to speak, have all had pay packets, and that's key, and that's one thing I will respect them for doing. But it doesn't make up for the lies that were told. It doesn't make up for all the crap that we've gone through, and they've got a chance now, depending where we finish the season and going into next season, to make up a little bit more. But for me, their legacy is always going to be tarnished with the way they've treated the fans, the lies that they've told, the way, like you said, Nick, we were sold down the river when we went to that place in Stratford and got hooked,
if
line,
that was no wonder they didn't want you taking videos in there, because if it was anything else, if someone else was telling you that shit and sold you a season, you'd be able to claim all your fucking money back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was lies. It was blatant fucking lies, not just mistruths or I've heard the David Gold excuse of the we thought you didn't think. Show us the business plan then. Show us the business plan that you made before that fucking season, come about, or before you started selling them season tickets, and show us the business plan where it showed you we will be able to compete with them. Blatant fucking lies. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. That is my opinion. And as I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. There are some people that absolutely love the stadium. I've got nothing against them, but don't sit there on websites shooting down my opinion, because I've got a lot more evidence to back up than one fucking sticker. And I don't like it, Scott, because it fuels the media frenzy against us. We get a bad rap as fans. We get a bad rap, like the reputation of these fans and the things that they feed to the media. And that's why we're here to battle that sort of thing. I don't like shit like this, to get people looking at an advert for a PDF fucking website. Yeah? There's a PDF website and a fucking wedding something up there at the top there. There are adverts that are running on this site now, probably due to my fucking thing. But all I'm saying is they're fueling the media to give them a few pence to look at a fucking PDF fucking advert. Do you know what I mean? And I hate that. I hate it, because that is not what we're about, West Ham. It's not what we're about. It's not what the fans have been about. And it's not what the fans have been about for a long time. One sticker, and he's saying everyone's moved on. I know a lot of people that haven't moved on. I know a lot of people. And as you say, we're going into games at this point in the season with 2 fucking goalkeepers on the bench and 4 defenders. And they're expecting that man to fucking roll up results. And he is rolling up their sleeves, the players. They've been absolutely fucking a joy to watch this year. But that ain't got nothing to do with them. Nothing. You know what I mean? They went and sold our only centre forward. I hated I won't say the word, but I hated him. I couldn't stand him. But he was our only centre forward, and they didn't have any plans to replace him.
I didn't know that. I didn't.
I'm just saying, as much as I couldn't stand the geezer, and I think we're better off without him, he was our only centre forward, and there was no plans to replace him. None.
The thing is with Sean is, if he's just saying that, right, to get a reaction or to get clicks, you have to say he really, really lacks integrity. Really, really lacks integrity.
They sell theirself. They waggle their ass, get a little bit of fucking information, and then they spread shit around like this. And the thing that I don't like about it is, and I'll tell it to his face, I've told him to his face before, he sells us down the river as fans. He sells us down the river doing shit like this. He gives the fuel to fucking pound us and pound us and pound us. And I hate it. You know what I mean? I shouldn't take it too personally. I'm a person. They're talking about fan bases. They're not talking about me personally, but I do take it personally. And I know I shouldn't, but it's people like this that wag their tail because he tells them that, oh, we might sign so-and-so, the defender from Naples at the end of the year for 4 million because he tells them 2 weeks earlier than everyone else, wags his tail, but gives the media shit like this to have a go at us about. And it's about, and I'm fucking sick of it. And I'm about time it's about time it fucking stopped.
But you look when he came on our podcast, I would say he bottled it in a way because I feel like he backtracked and didn't like the Sean that we see on his website and we see on Twitter. We didn't see when he came on. He was coming on going, well, yeah, I can admit they did this wrong, and he weren't really coming and saying these outlandish things to us that he says every week on his website. And this is the thing. When he came on, I was a bit disarmed, and I was expecting a bit more of a clash, but when he comes off our show now, he goes back to being this Sean. And even his mate, Nigel Khan talks about, I see him tweet a lot, and he says, oh, there's like, website Sean, and there's like 2 versions of him. Why is there 2 versions of him?
Because that's
Dan,
go on, Greg.
You know what? Modern journalism, like not even just sport, but like journalism in general.
He's not a journalist. He's not a journalist.
Or podcast, where it's all about clickbait. Like it gets people going to. We're talking about it now. So
yeah, but what I'm saying, he's not a journalist. He's not a journalist.
No,
he's never been a journalist. As far as I know, he works in recruitment.
All right, well, whatever. Journalism, podcasts, websites people talk.
Most of these people that work for newspapers aren't even fucking journalists anymore.
No, but that's the thing. It's all about. They'll put an headline up, knowing they'll get a reaction, and it'll get people going to the website or the page. And we've proved the point because we've been talking about it for half hour now.
And that's the thing. That's why
what it's about. That may not be his opinion, but it's getting traffic going to his website.
Yeah. And this is why you probably see the 2 different types of Sean. The Sean that we've spoken to on the podcast, and then the Sean that does his stuff for his website. Because you have to be. Some people are like that. You be 2 different people.
I'm sorry, mate, but wag your ass and sell it as much as you want. I don't give a shit. He can do that if someone's going to tell him that we're going to sign Ben Rama 2 weeks before everyone knows. I don't give a shit. But don't fucking chuck us down the fucking under the bus to do so.
Oh, look, listen, I totally agree, mate.
Because that's what he exchanges it for. That's what he exchanges it for.
I'll say one thing on what you read there. He talked about, was it the toxic, negative fan base and all this on social media? Everyone's happy right now. Everyone's enjoying West Ham. Everyone's in a good mood. We're pushing for 4th. Who's the one who's riling everyone up? Who's the one who's actually pushing and trying to get this negative reaction and get everyone like we're doing now and talking about the negatives? It's him. Yeah. No one was talking about all the negatives. No one was talking about what Nicky was talking about of selling Haller and stuff like that. Of course it does. We're not saying it's not wrong, but right now we're just enjoying the football. But we can't because people like him, people like Moose, keep bringing out these negatives and keep trying to rile up the fan base. So we go and focus on them negatives and we feed their narrative. Right, because they know anger is what gets the clicks, and we'll go on and comment. It's bullshit. He's worse than anything that he's saying he's accusing us of. He's instigating.
Yeah, but it works, Dan. It works though because we've just had an half-hour discussion about it, and people will go on. Like we're talking
but it's hypocritical. I don't know how the geezer keeps on getting away with it. I don't know how no one's lumped him. But on the same merit, I don't know how no one's lumped me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just saying. Listen,
that's it.
I just don't want him chucking. It's not the club and the fan base. The fan base are the club, but compared to what it was a few years ago, there's the connection is slowly dying. There's a club, the business. There's a fan base that I would call the club, and the business side of it, and he's on that very much on that business side of it. He's chucking the club and the fan base underneath the fucking bus every time to get himself to wag his little bit of tail. So, Sullivan and all of this can take a little bit of credit. So you can fucking, I don't know, fucking have a few more, sell a few more Screwfix adverts and all that. I'm sorry, But I'm not having it anymore. And if, as I said before, I say it to his face. I don't give a shit. I'm not fucking shy to tell people to their face. I wouldn't say anything about anyone on a stream. But this today, it fucking wound me up, like to the. But I see like picture. Gonzo does stuff. God bless Gonzo. I like him and all that. I don't know how he puts his face to it. I wouldn't be putting my face to something like that. I fucking wouldn't. There's no way on my. In fact, right, I'll tell you a little story. A couple of years back, when we first started out, when we first started to become a little bit popular, right? We initially, when we first started, they wanted we wanted to be on Knees Up Mother Brown. We asked Knees Up Mother Brown if they would publish the post-match pint as sort of a boost when we first come up with the idea, and they said no initially, or didn't get back to us initially, so we went on our own. As we started to become a little bit more popular and putting a little bit of work in, you know, Graham come to us and said, "Oh, how'd you fancy giving us your videos exclusively so we can publish them on here?" I was like, "Yeah, look, listen." By that time, we was already quite established. I said, "Listen," I said, "you are welcome to share them. You're welcome to share your videos on your website, but I can't give you exclusivity because, you know, we're basically doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for you and all of that." Same day, Hugh comes and says the same thing to me. How about giving us your videos exclusively? And as I said at the time, I didn't have a problem with Hugh. I said, no, I wouldn't do that. Anyone's like, you know, we're not exclusive to anyone. We're not, you know, driving traffic towards your website. We're, you know, no one wanted to back us before we started, but now we're starting to become a little bit more popular. There's, you know, you, as I say, you're welcome to share our videos, but you're not having them exclusively. There's, you know, I'm not driving traffic to your website. We're you know, share them, but that's it. And I don't think he ever quite got over that, to be quite honest with you, Hugh. And he started to say quite a few sort of like sly digs at us, and I told him never to share my videos again. And to be fair, he hasn't, which you know, I would say. But Gonzo does stuff for him, and I know he's friends with him and all that. And I like Gonzo, and I like him a lot. But I would not be putting my face on a video, because that clip is embedded in that article. I would not be putting my face to that if I was him. I'd be very careful, because from what I saw, what I see every day is that he's winding people up and grinding gears and all that sort of thing. And if we do end up getting in the Champions League, it's going to hit a bit of a, I think it's going to come to loggerheads, because the fans, when we do go back, you know, he said, as I said, he's seen one sticker, all of a sudden he reckons everyone's GSB in. There's people outside that gate every week protesting to get them out. That's whether we win, lose, or draw. You know, that's what I would say. Like, and I think when it comes back to football, I think, you know, they're all sitting around thinking it's all safe and everyone's going to go back all happy. They're going to be very surprised. There's going to be a lot of frustrated people going back to the football and showing, you know, fuck yous and all of this sort of nonsense. But yeah, whatever.
Can we just now the rant is over, can we just say thank you to everyone so far who's made donations?
Yeah, of course, man.
They've been flashing up, and we haven't said thank you.
Dan, you're up there. You take some comments, mate.
I can get some if you want. Dan, you read this one.
So obviously Red Matt $10. He said, I'm a Bristol City fan, but I think as football fans, we're all united in saying that fans are what make football, and it would be nothing without us. Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I think a lot of clubs and TV channels and FA and all of that lose sight of who are the real sort of important parts of this game.
Yeah. Fans are on the back burner of the game. You know, they're just a cash cow to everybody else. That's how it looks. That's, you know, the media, the TV companies, the chairman of the clubs. You know, there's not many clubs that put the fans first anymore.
Yeah. There's this comment, I didn't know about this. X already saying, according to GSB, we can't afford a European campaign next season. # GS scum B. And I don't understand that, because a lot of clubs,
but it will generate money.
It will generate exactly money. Their finances. They base their finances around the Champions League. So if they get Champions League, they've got this budget. If they get Europa, their budget's a little bit less. And if they don't get European football, it's even less. So why is it? Is it we're going back to we can't afford to go up to bloody Everton because it's going to cost us 40 grand? Like, I don't understand it. We get more TV. You know what I mean? You get money for being in the cup and how far you go. I don't understand sponsorship as well. The potential of sponsorships are going to be on the rise. So it's been a Champions League club.
But this is where I go back to my point of the fact that if we were to get the Champions League, the overall investment into making the club able to compete in the group stage of the Champions League and compete to finish as high up as possible in the Premier League is going to outweigh the money that they're going to get in from being in the Champions League. This is the problem. We sit there and say we finish fourth and we get the Champions League and the TV deal and all that, and they get 200 million quid. Just for argument's sake, I don't know what the figures are, but I'm just plucking that out of the air, right? 200 million quid. That 200 million quid has to be straight back invested in the football club, in playing staff, because we've got such a thin squad. As Nicky pointed out, we don't have a striker.
Be invested anyway.
Oh, but this,
they should be looking at that as a chance to get their fucking money back, because that needs to be invested anyway. Because as I said before, and I've said this many times, we ain't playing games now, man. Like, clubs are going out of existence for living beyond their means. Clubs are going out of existence because owners can't afford to fucking play these big boy games. These are big boy games now, They don't want this club to go out of existence. No way do they. They own a stake in the club, so they don't want to get to go out of existence. But you keep on flirting with the relegation and all that to get a couple of million. They see a couple of million as a couple of million. They're a couple of fucking old school businessmen. They're not looking at the main.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where you're going to get the fact that 200 million in and 200 million out to them.
How can a Premier League club that own a ground? I say own a ground that have sold millions and millions of pounds worth of fucking ground real estate in the last couple of years, that get paid £100+ million a year, moan about a £40,000 bill to take your players up to an away game.
Totally,
it's embarrassing. And as I said before, and we'll make this sort of the last bit because we're going to take some more comments. But if you can't afford to do it, just thank you very much, but fuck off. You made the promises; they're empty promises. Let someone fulfil them promises. And I said this on Twitter earlier. If you can't afford to go to Everton, pack your fucking shit and fuck off. Take your money back, because you can't play these games. And the more you're going to sit there flirting with this relegation and all that, listen, if we go down and they ain't got a fucking pot to piss in, we ain't coming back up. They're so competitive down there. Look at Norwich. Look at how tight the league is down there, year after year. There are 6, 8, 10 clubs with owners that are willing to invest money. You're talking about. You talk about championship clubs. We're willing to gamble 20, 30 million pound on strikers. I think Villa a couple of years ago paid something like 20 million pounds for Scott Hogan, wasn't it? Hulk Hogan's brother. But we haven't been doing that in the Premier League at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much competition out there, so there's no guarantee if we go down that we'll come back up. And we're in a real it's brilliant this year. It's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed every fucking minute of it, and I hope we do get Champions League, and it's looking more and more like we will. Yeah, but if they look at that £100 million for Declan Rice and they think, because these are the things that scare me about these lot, is that they see us perform well against Leicester, then perform well against Newcastle if we do tomorrow, and they start thinking, we actually. They don't. Declan Rice may not be as important to the team as we think. And they get tempted by that big money and all of that sort of thing, and they want to sign some fucking Wally from the German league on a free to replace him, and that's just the way they are. But you're coming dangerously close. If they don't start investing money, then we'll start going backwards. And this year has been an anomaly. I think maybe because of fans and stuff. Some of the results have been a little bit freakish for some teams. Like Liverpool, for instance, a lot of their success is attributed to fans. But if we don't go back next year and don't invest any money, we'll go backwards. Simple as that. Simple as that. We'll go backwards. We'll end up in the
I don't think
relegation.
it's 200 mil.
But if they don't want to invest,
need
take a
that.
shit and fuck off. Give it to someone that does want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the problem. And again, if there's people out there that want to do it, but they've got unrealistic valuations of what
We're
the club
rolling
is
up on a match day with 2 goalkeepers on the bench and 4 defenders. We're just lucky that the team on the pitch has got it done, because if they weren't getting it done, we've got nothing to look at.
No, exactly.
Yeah. But no, Graham.
Comment.
Graham, the other Graham, Eggleston says, who heard that the boys get a bonus if we get Champions League? Yeah, I saw it was £9 million. Now, I'm assuming that's £9 million, not
across
each.
the board. No, it's £9 million across the board.
No, that's split between squad. I was trying to say that. I was waiting for.
So you want to incentivize. It's good to do. Obviously, they're doing their job, but it's nice to give them that little extra carrot to push for it.
Do you know what, Dan? Do you know what though? I think they've probably made that promise. Gone, oh yeah, if we get Champions League, you get a bonus. Thinking we're not going to get anywhere near it. Not
expecting it.
And now there's a chance we might. I reckon they're sitting there going, oh shit, we might actually have to pay it out now.
Yeah, well, that's it. But listen, it's Champions League, and I know people say we haven't got the squad for it, or it's going to be a lot. I think it will be amazing for us, even if we don't make it at the group stage. Don't forget, we could go in the group stage and finish 3rd and be in the Europa League anyway. So we'll at least get the taste of it. And I don't think it would cost the 200 mil that Scott said. I don't know if Scott was just throwing a number out there, and probably when you look at it, but I'm saying if you look at it, we compete across 3 competitions anyway, season upon season. So, and I've said this before, you just don't take the priority away from Carabao and FA Cup and really focus on that Champions League, and then obviously doing well in the Premier League. We need to strengthen. We know that we need to sign 2 strikers, but I think for 100 million we could get the squad. Maybe we won't go far in the Champions League, but I just want to be in there. Being there is everything, and just being there in that summer will help keep Declan Rice, will help convince Lingard to come, and on a permanent will help convince other players to come. It is so huge. It is worth every single risk. Just even if we don't make it out the group stages, I just want to be in there. I just want to get that top 4.
All that does. Look, listen. As I've said before, I want us to finish as high up as possible. I want us to qualify for the Champions League, but I'm realistic. Yeah, it gets Declan Rice at the club for another season. We signed Jesse Lingard for at least a season. You're not.
Well, I'm sure they'll sign on a 3-year deal.
They will. They'll sign on a longer deal, but you're going to commit these guys to the club while you're in the Champions League. They're going to stick around. This is the thing. You can't sit there and go, right, we need to qualify for the Champions League to keep these players. Look, we want to keep these players. We want to do that. It's good to see doing that. But
it helps.
Yeah, of course, it helps massively. Listen, if we qualify Champions League, Rice ain't going nowhere. I still don't think he's going nowhere anyway.
No, even if we didn't.
As I said before, I think he's happy, he's settled. I think all this crap about him talking to Maguire and Shaw about moving to Man United is all crap. And this is the thing. It does help keep them, but we don't want to be qualifying for the Champions League just to keep Declan Rice and Jesse Lingard. We want it to be qualifying for the Champions League to make a huge stride forward in the way this club is going, in the thing that we're going to be watching season after season.
It will do that. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's a positive from competing. Obviously, the whole point is for the fans. We deserve to see fucking West Ham United walk on that pitch to that Champions League music, to go away on a European night in the biggest club competition in world football. We deserve. It's every single positive. I can't think of the negatives. Yeah, okay, we might not finish as high up next season.
Can I be a bit controversial there?
Yeah, go on.
We deserve it this year, but what makes us deserve it any more than a Burnley or a Leicester or a West Brom or something like that? We deserve it on our performances this year.
No, I'm saying the fans deserve it. We deserve it for all
the fans out there.
I'm not saying, but me saying we deserve it isn't saying that they don't deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm just pointing out that we deserve it. We deserve it more than, listen, Chelsea fans have been spoiled. Arsenal fans were spoiled years ago when they was in it. Like I feel like we deserve a shot at it. We deserve, for all the shit that we've put up with. We've lost our home. We've gone through all this shit. It's been tumultuous. It's been horrible. We deserve to just to have that nice moment, to have a good memory. We ain't won a trophy in God knows how long.
Right,
my voice is but yeah, I did not know Gandhi went to Canning Town.
Out of breath.
I didn't know about Gandhi in Canning Town. Yeah,
he did. It's true. He did.
Did he? Fuck, even Gandhi's like Canning Town, isn't it?
No one believed me when I said that the other week.
What?
We had
Gandhi
this last week, Dan.
Yeah.
If you'd have watched it last week, Dan, you would have seen the new intro.
Gandhi was in Canning Town.
When?
Yeah, saw him in the Princess Alexandra.
Years ago.
What?
No, Dan, it's true.
Years ago.
It's true. We had all this last week. It's true.
He met Charlie. He also met Charlie Chaplin.
Who did?
Gandhi.
Right. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Let me read some of these comments. Ricky Burrell says, how has Moyes not got a new year debt yet? Also, Lingard was the best loan deal ever, but my God, why wasn't it permanent? What an opportunity we had. Dean Henderson says, I don't think we would have surrendered 3-goal leads with fans in. We would have pushed them on. I don't know, mate. I've seen some fucking shockers, that's for sure. Frankie James, well, Bad Bueno, Lanzi, Yama are all out to the end of the season. So imagine the squad depth with them gone and then bad recruitment after that. Matt Powell says, hey, Nicky, Scott and Dan, I've got a question for you. Graham and Ryan answered on Wednesday's show. Who would you rather have as owners for the next 10 years? Colin Sullivan and Mike Ashley. That's not a question, mate, really, to be quite honest with you. They're both as bad as each other. Sean Mann says Wagsy went to Dagenham as well. 350. I have no idea what that means.
If we get Champions League, that's what the players will get.
Okay.
He's done the maths.
Yeah. Lindsay Clark says, I just want us to get into Europe and draw Olympiacos so we can beat them and gloat over my bubble. Lindsay, we couldn't beat Astra fucking Goo. I don't know what you think we're going to fucking turn up and fucking beat Olympiacos.
What? But this is the thing. This is the thing. It's that is what we want to be doing. We want to be playing these sides, going to these places, but we want to be going there competing. We don't want to be going there just to make up the numbers.
I don't even mind if we do make up the numbers.
No, there's no point.
Why is there? No, but why not? Like so what if we get beat?
I think experience would be good, and it'll give us a chance to take that money and invest it into fucking players.
Arsenal were making up the numbers for years, but they still got the benefits from being. They still wanted to be there. They still want to get back to that. They'll go there. What's the point?
You don't want to be going there and then you're getting slapped every game, and you finish bottom of the group.
So you'd rather finish fifth because we might get slapped.
No, don't listen. Don't sit there and say we'd rather finish fifth. I'm not saying I'd rather finish fifth. I'm not saying I don't want us to qualify.
He's just saying we don't want to just turn up just to take part.
We want just to take part. We do that with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup now.
As if Declan Rice is going to rock up and go, what do you think, Declan? You're going to win today? I don't know, mate. It's fucking hard, isn't it? Like, but I'll tell you what, we've been out in Madrid for a piss up for the night. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not going to happen, is it?
They'd be well up.
But we're going to. You look at this squad now. You're going to be turning up to Madrid with 2 goalkeepers sitting on the bench.
I tell you what, though, you say that,
Martin and Trott.
Of course, we need investment, right? But listen, this squad has been good enough to get up where we have got up to. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying we're going to slap Real Madrid, but you know what I mean.
I'm not saying that either. But I don't want to be rocking up there and being embarrassed by Real Madrid. No,
but I think you got to look by that time, Scott. Anyway, obviously we'll have a lot of players back, and hopefully, I sound like Mr. Bloody Positive Pat. Where's that Positive Pat mask? Deluded Darth. Hopefully we'll have more players in and
that's it exactly, and that's all I'm saying. If we finish in Champions League places, we need to invest in players. And I know you'll stick with your comments in a minute because Kent sums it up perfectly. It's not about what the amount we spend; it's about buying the right players for the team.
Absolutely.
And the thing for me,
I've never said it's the amount of money they're spending. Yeah. I never said it's the amount of money they're spending. Never, ever. This is where it brings me back to Moyes. I am sticking by Soufal, Souček and Moyes signings.
Moyes will sign the right players to do the job to what he wants to do and he wants to achieve. Look, we're sitting fourth with an opportunity to go third, and Moyes stormed down the tunnel after beating Leicester because he weren't happy with the way we played. That's what I want to see from the manager.
But that's what I mean. Like, I trust that he can. He's proven that he can find them gems for decent prices, and he can search that out. So if we do trust him, we got to believe that. Look, they're going to give him fucking. So if he finished Champions League, they look like right. See you next Tuesdays. If they didn't give him a penny in the summer,
of course. And that's the thing is as well. We can't be going into that with Antonio as our only striker, because, not being horrible, if he weren't as key and his work rate weren't as good as it is, people will be calling for him to go the same as we did with Andy Carroll. Because
I love him, but he's got to be third choice. He's got to be, or at least competing for second choice. We need a new. We cannot rely on Antonio.
If you want to get better as a football club, you should never. You should always strive to sign players better than the ones you got now.
Exactly.
Always,
yeah, no, but you have to prioritize some positions, though, didn't you? Like, if you've got a striker,
you'd concentrate on a striker right now. I wouldn't be looking for a CDM, but if a chance to get a CDM that we could afford that was better than Declan Rice, I don't think there is one. But I'm just saying, like, if the chance, what? What are you doing?
You're doing that FIFA talk, CDM and Cam. I hate that.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Winds me up.
You are right in what you're saying, and the problem is we were having a chat. With a couple of people last night, and you look at we're going forward. You look at we need another centre back because Balbrainer's probably going to leave. Diop really isn't cutting it at the moment. And you got Dawson and Ogbonna who are not spring chickens anymore. So the problem is now I think you've got Ogbonna should still be quality next season. So the striker's the priority, but then we've got to start bringing in some younger talent to replace the aging players as they go. So we've got to look for next season. Two strikers are a must. You've got to bring in Noble's replacement next season. Whether you're going to look at someone like Connor Coventry to break through, but you've got to be replacing Noble so that when Noble retires the end of next season, you've got his replacement lined up. You've got him already there. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be going out, right, we finished this season. We've already lost who we've lost. We've got another three players.
To be fair, he should have been looking to fucking replace Noble about 2-3 years ago, bringing someone young, teaching them the ropes.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it. You've only got
or at least bedding people like Connor Coventry or young what's his name left last year,
Josh
Cullen, like bedding them into the squad and getting them used to the squad. Like we should be looking like that, and that's always been my problem with them. No structure, no forward thinking. You know what I mean? And I don't think.
See, saying this, I was saying about Balbrainer. I don't want to click off your comment that you've got on there, but Vernon Harvey, I think said Alves is Balbrainer's replacement. Now, if that's the case, again, that's Moyes thinking ahead. Moyes, he knows he needs a young, decent centre back. It looks like Cardoso was going to go. He wasn't. Again, that was a Pellegrini signing that's not really worked out. Or was it Pellegrini or was it a Sullivan signing? We'll have to wait and see. So they brought Alves in, who looks a decent centre half. So could he then be Balbrainer going out? He's then the fourth choice centre back.
So he could be a 1-1, by the way.
Yeah. What?
What's that?
1-1. Can't remember him.
1-1 already. I just see it was 1-0.
No, just got a penalty.
Fucking hell, mad. Draw would be a good result for us.
Thank
Andrew, thank you to Andrew McDonald. $25. I believe he must be in America. I'm going to make that assumption because it doesn't say Australian dollars or Canadian dollars, but it says, don't have much to say except thank you for making my workday go by quicker. Love the new content. Appreciate that as always, Andrew. I want to play this. I don't know why this comment made me laugh, but it just made me laugh. Phil Brown said CDM, Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It just made me laugh.
Before we go anywhere, I know we've got some of the regulars in here. We had a little bit of an incident on a social.
Oh,
where there's been quite a few trolls in the comments.
I think it was the same person setting up a lot of accounts, because when I come in, when I was watching it, I saw them pop up and logged into our account and started trying to block them as they come.
What did they do, Graham?
They said some rather not nice words.
Naughty words.
That way. So and that's the thing. It's not it's not good, and it's all right us sitting here and blocking them, but it's trying to block them before they get the opportunity to put that comment on screen.
It's really hard on the watch-alongs, because I know we try and keep up with it, but we're trying to watch the game, and then trying to keep an eye and check the comments during the watch-alongs. Then people be like, we'll see like, ban this guy, and then we've got to scroll up and find him and see what he said, and then go, all right, fucking ban him. And but there'll be someone spamming.
Quite a few regulars in the thingy messages. I'll know how to make you moderators now, so we're going to make a few of you mods to keep an eye on the chat if you want. I mean, I don't know what you want.
Maybe I can make my mum one of the mods. I have to teach her. She's always in these chats.
It'd be good if anyone's interested, probably to direct message us and let us know.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, we do these shows, we interact with people and all that, and you just get people, and it's so disappointing, because they know what they're doing. They're ruining the experience. Like, Ryan said to me the other day, we had, a lot of fucking idiots in there the other day and all that. And I said to him, like, go back to the old format where it's not live. Just go back to the old format where it's pre-recorded. Because I don't think they should be, they was disgusting comments. Graham was there. Graham will tell you about it, but
I think it's better. I think we got a load of live stuff. I think it's better if you have released the show, the on the social was. I don't know what the fat viewers think, but we do a load of live stuff and a load of long form content. I think it might be good to do the old.
As we're starting to go back, it's going to start to fade out a little bit, the live content. So
yeah, we still have some, of course, like because we like to interact with everyone, but there's a lot of this, isn't there? Like us sitting in boxes live for ages.
There's only us sitting in boxes at the minute because we can't do anything else.
No, I think
so when we go back to normal and things like that, it'd be nice to have one or two shows still done in this format so we can interact with people. Because as much as people watch us for what we've got to say, they like having their say as well.
I appreciate what you say. I do appreciate that, right? But like, we're only human, and I fell for the traps, and we've all fell for the traps at points, and someone will say something. We're only human. We do, like, if someone's sitting there calling you a fucking pedo or a nonce or like, I had an incident last year where somebody sort of got into an argument with me, and he was calling me names. I started calling him a few names and all that, got sucked into it. And he's trying to go around and get me cancelled. He's fucking messaging everyone that fucking had an account, trying to sort of make it out like I've been some like bastard to him after, he'd spent weeks and weeks and months, as a matter of fact, doing the same thing to me. But we're only human. If you see something on the, something nasty about you or your family or something like that, you know what I mean? It's easy to turn around and say, yeah, ignore them, but it's not always that easy to ignore them.
And a lot of them, they just end up annoying the experience, like annoying the other people in the chat who want to interact, because they're spamming it and people.
Yeah, but this is what Ryan was saying to me. What happened on Wednesday is the fact that you guys are telling us to ignore it, but when people start typing that, and we love you for it ultimately, but there's a flow of a show, and when we're sort of relying on comments, and someone says something like, "Oh, Graham's a nonce," and then the whole chat are like spamming it, "Fuck off out," and it ruins the flow of the show. We can't then get the comments that we wanted to take for the show. Do you know what I mean? So like, we look. At the end of the day, we need fucking moderators. That's where that's where all this discussion coming from. And we're gonna make.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Yeah. Let's get back on the football on the West Ham.
We're at an hour now. Should we go ask us anything?
Come up, ask us anything.
Yeah,
ask
let's
us
go.
anything.
Ask us.
You have a little.
Let's get it a bit more upbeat. We've been on a bit
before
down now. Let's get it upbeat.
Yeah, here's an upbeat one, right? Little story of what wanted to know if you guys have seen this. A bit of a fun one. Did you guys see the Dulux Tottenham thing? Right, Dulux Tottenham announced their sponsorship with Dulux, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Dulux basically put the picture of the trophy cabinet, right? Talked about painting the trophy cabinet, and the one where it's empty and ain't been done in years. And someone said like, "Oh, and they've got to be dusting." Someone said you should always dust the this cabinet. Make sure you dust the cabinet before painting it. And anyway, they've come out. I've got a little inside scoop on this one. I've got a little inside scoop.
No way. Have you really?
I've got a little inside scoop. I spoke to someone who knows someone in the Tottenham media department who apparently. Yeah, Spurs media department. And apparently that Dulux person who tweeted that was an Arsenal fan and has been sacked from their job for doing it. So, I'll be
honest, I'm not surprised. I mean, you get a club that announces a sponsorship and then the next fucking 5-10 minutes is just a guy just absolutely ripping the shit out of your club. You know what I mean? Like,
your own sponsor.
Listen, it's got fucking people talking about I was, as a matter of fact, I was on my way home going, I could do with some of that brilliant white. I wonder where I've got that idea from. Look, it's got everyone thinking about Dulux. It's got everyone thinking about.
Well, Dan's probably going to have to do a load more painting soon anyway. So there you go.
Yeah, look.
Unfortunately, now I won't be buying Dulux.
Oh, you won't be?
No, I won't buy Dulux now. Why do I want to buy a paint that's associated with?
Because it's associated with Spurs.
Yeah, no.
Let me. I'll quickly show I've got the tweet here, right? I'll
tell you this now, though. I'll guarantee you now that guy is working for someone else tomorrow, a big company as well.
Yeah, he might do. This is it. Someone replied to Tottenham's announcement of their new sponsor. And then this is what the Dulux official account put when they said time to paint the trophy cabinet for sale, unused trophy cabinet. And then they also paint the dusty trophy cabinet. Don't be silly. Surfaces should be dust free before painting. Can the dog play centre back? You might do a better job, Chris. So. This was the original tweet.
What I don't understand that is. Do you think that guy's got do you think he's pissed off? Do you think he was like really annoyed, or do you think he thought it was going to be a bit of banter and he'd get away with it?
Surely he must have been like, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm going to go out in style.
To be fair, if you've got another job somewhere else, say for instance, you want to work in social media and all of that sort of thing. Working for Dulux Paint isn't the most exciting thing, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the most exciting. When the fuck would you ever? We've got new colours, mint green. Come on, mint green. What else can be the extent of what they turquoise? We've just released turquoise. You can colour match now. What can be the extent? He must be thinking this is fucking boring. This is fucking.
Do you reckon he sat there when that come in? When they announced it? Do you reckon he went? It's time.
I've got to give him. He's got to have stones of steel, man. He's got to have some fucking massive bollocks on him to start doing that on the day when we've announced a sponsorship deal. I've got to give him it.
Yeah, because now there's like shitloads of Spurs fans again. I'm never buying Dulux again. That's it now. I'm not buying Dulux. You can shove it, and they've had to all apologise. And he's really caused a lot of shit for the company. Like,
I'd love to know who it was. I'd love to have him on here tonight. Honestly, I would.
Dan, the thing is, he's caused a lot of crap, but how much traction has he got Dulux?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Dulux. They should be. Yeah. They should give him a rise. They should give him a raise. Everyone's talking about Dulux now.
I think they were too hasty to sack him, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the thing. I was using Johnston's paint. I should have used Dulux now, which I would with those sort of tweets. That's just priceless. But yeah, I thought I would throw a little bit of a fun one out there before we do the old Ask Us Anything. But yeah, what a tweet. I hope none of our sponsors mug us off like that. I remember when Angry Birds kept doing it to Everton. Do you remember Everton had a real shit season? and Angry Birds mugged them off every week.
Yeah, but Angry Birds have got enough money, mate. If they can say what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
I found it madness, mate. How much them had to work. Sorry, Gray? You can keep on talking.
Yeah. No, there's a comment at the bottom. I'm chuckling at it.
Oh.
The comment.
Oh, right. Yeah, Angry Birds. Them apps, man. Like the Kim Kardashian game was generating something like fucking like £400 million in a year and all that. If Angry Birds want to talk about Everton, if they're having a shit season, Angry Birds can fucking do it because they can afford to.
Yep. So I tell you what, as well, there's a lot of good puns as well. There's a lot of good puns coming out. Let's just gloss over it. Yeah, you got to get all the paint puns out. It's yeah, no, it is really overpriced though, Dulux. It really is really overpriced paint.
It's good paint, mate. Buy good, buy once.
Yeah, but Johnston's does a good job. I'm telling you, as a painter, painter, Johnston's beer.
Anyway, enough talk about paint.
Dan the man, is that you, Dan? You read that?
No, I've just put that one up. Sorry.
Dan Lawless says. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I do. All right, I've got a secret account just to big us up.
Dan the man says, "Friday night pint has been a big part of my life for over a year now." Gives us a thumbs up.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much.
Some more. I've lost a few of them.
Dan, I don't know if you said, because I've not been able to watch a few lives recently. Are you getting that brew anytime? So I think Miss Amaret's refer every time. Like I've said, like if we win this game, I'll fucking drink a cup of tea because I hate tea. And
I wouldn't drink a cup of tea if I was you.
What? Why?
Because you like to pour your shit all over you. I'd love to see a fucking cup of tea over there.
No, I want like post-match pint or something. Like if we win the Chelsea game, I'll definitely drink a cup of tea. Or even maybe tomorrow. That's how much I'm feeling strong about tomorrow. I might have to put it for tomorrow because we could go third, man. Big game.
I don't know what this comment is. Nicky scored the best goal out of them. 30-yard volley.
Is that something to do with FIFA?
Maybe.
Do you know what the problem is? Sometimes when we get to comments, it's about stuff we talked about earlier, and then we have to remember.
That's what I'm scrolling through because there was quite a few comments on the subjects we spoke about earlier that we missed.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wagsy's put the same comment up we replied to earlier. Dan, did you know? Wagsy, didn't you know that we responded to that earlier, didn't we? You can see
just so you know, Dan. Just so you know.
I know now. I know.
Dan goes, there's one from Cannington.
Yeah, you're not from Cannington, though, Graham, are you? That's why I respect you.
No, I'm from East Ham.
Good.
Here's a question for you.
Which one
of you is Dan and which one is Scott?
Dan's up there.
Yes.
And I'm here.
No, I'm
Why
Dan.
do you have to dignify that with an... I'm Dan. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
Right, Nick, here.
And I'm the one with the eyebrows.
Right, Nicky, Naylor's asked, Ogfather hoodie, how roomy is the large? Should I aim for an XL?
I'll be honest, man. I don't know. I've never been a large. No idea. Like, with all due respect, listen, I got a 3XL. It fits me, but I don't know. A 2XL.
Right, but Nick, what he means, I suppose, what is your normal size? And so, if do they come up tighter?
I can't speak because I've lost weight recently. I haven't really got a normal size at the minute. I'm fluctuating, going down from fucking 4XL, 5XL to I can get into XL, I can get into double XL. So I don't really know. Listen, it's all down to your preference, isn't it? Like, if you like them baggy, get one bigger. If you like them tight, get your right size. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think I ain't got the Ogfather hoodie, but my other hoodie, I think, is an XL, and it's quite roomy on me.
I have to put this comment up. It's a Monty Python's Life of Brian reference. I'm Dan, and so's my wife. Classic. Love that film.
I bought a thingy shirt, West Ham shirt, first one in ages the other day. the away one.
You have to wear it.
While we're talking about our thingies, anyway, we've got new ones.
Well, that's sort of why I did bring the question up, mate, to sort of help you lead into it.
You have your plug.
So we've got like the t-shirts are new fits, and then we've got hoodies. We've got these new couple of t-shirts here. They fly so high. The spiritual home. The spiritual home is one of my favourite ones. We've got these on order now, coming to us. But obviously, that is if you can't see it, that is a portrait of Bolin, like an artistic portrait. That's called the spiritual home, and they are available in our store, and they're down in the link in the description down below. There you go.
Richard B says, "What's with the new Iron Maiden range?" I saw that. Obviously, Scott put it in. I think it was Scott put it in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Picture and that. I like Iron Maiden. I like West Ham. So you get two together.
I've still not got the last one, but the last one was really good.
And I liked that. Yeah. Wasn't that more? Was that through West Ham? Was that through Iron Maiden? And now this one's through West Ham, or are they both through?
No. Both. It's a collaboration. They've done it. They've done it before. They're quite nice. I said the last one was really nice. Nick Tucker had it on when we when we actually was at games. Yeah. And they're quite nice. But the new one, I really like the new one. Really like the new one.
Yeah, no, it looks smart, doesn't it? I like it.
This is a good question, I think. Anas Ahmed said, which failed West Ham transfer pains you the most, e.g. Neymar, Kante or Drogba? Now, that means, obviously, a player we almost signed and it fell through. There's been a lot. I've really wrapped my brain about that because Kante is definitely a big one because if we'd have got him that season, and what I heard is that we decided to get, what was his name, Obiang instead because of benefits to us financially. But Kante, man, imagine if we had Kante that season in that last Bolin season, that could have been us instead of Leicester, or at least we could have sealed that top four. So Kante's a big one just because of the timing, I think.
I don't think it was just Kante though. It was Vardy was a lot of it. We could have had him and all.
Yeah. Imagine just not thinking about what Leicester done, but I mean what our team was, and having Kante in that midfield, obviously, and when we had Payet and Antonio was doing his thing, and we had Lanzini was good that season. Imagine having a player like Kante in that midfield that season. Next to Nose was on fire that season. You have Noble in that midfield when he was at his best, and that would have pushed us on to at least get top four because it was only a few points off. So that one just because of the time. What about you guys? Anyone that you
the two that we lost in the last three games would have, yeah.
What about you guys? Any players that we almost signed or we missed out on that you guys?
Not ones we almost signed, but one I would have liked to have signed was Mane.
There's no one you think of.
Champions League, mate. We'll sign them all.
Yeah. So no one that we missed out on that you think like I was. What was that fucking player? Jace always winds me up about. That was the one we was linked to, the French player. He played for Newcastle. He played for Chelsea. Begins with an L.
Like Remy.
Like Remy, yeah. That was every season we got linked with like Remy. I was like, please let us sign like Remy. I was so into like Remy, and in hindsight, it was good we didn't sign him. But any about you guys? Anyone we missed out on that you wish we would have?
Problem is you never know which ones are true and which ones are not.
Well, based on the story, let's just go with the big stories.
Well, you got to go Neymar. I think he's fucking nominated for Ballon d'Or, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
you got to go Neymar. That'd be the biggest one. The one that sticks in my throat the most is I don't know whether anyone remembers him. A couple of younger people may not. Marcelo Salas. Remember Marcelo Salas?
Chilean? Was he Chilean?
Chilean. He was like late 90s, early 2000s, mate. He was hot property. Centre forward, amazing centre forward. There we go. Marcelo Salas was massive loss. It would have been amazing. Yeah, absolutely, like amazing centre forward. He didn't have quite the career that they thought he was going to have. I think a couple of injuries caught up with him, and I think he got a bit too big for his boots. Went and played on for some bigger sides, and sort of his career sort of dwindled out a little bit early. But at the time, we had him when he was just before. But at the time, he'd become like the hot property Chilean striker. Chile was a good team at the time. And he was fucking mustard. I love watching him play, and we could have had him for, I think, £1 million and Redknapp sent him back, I think.
Ian Wright's a big one as well. He almost signed for West Ham. Ian Wright.
Did he?
Remember the second time, before he went to us, like when he was prime, when he was coming to his prime, like early doors before Arsenal. It was rumored that he was gonna almost sign for West Ham. I think he said it in an interview. We was one of the clubs. There's a few. I think Tony Adams might have been one as well.
Right, Tony Adams was in our youth team. And he was heading to the ground to sign professional contracts, and Arsenal were parked up outside.
Yeah, so
that's the story I heard.
You read the story back, and I think Gazza tells this himself when he wanted to sign for us. Did you hear about this? Gazza in prime Gascoigne when he was leaving Newcastle.
Oh, can you imagine?
Just before he went to sign for Tottenham, he told someone that he was going to go and sign for West Ham. Like, what a random fucking statement! Like,
Terry's another big one as well. Forget about what we feel about him personally, just as a player. What a centre back he was.
But that's the thing as well. When you look at the players that we've had on trial and never let go, never signed, it's like Shevchenko. Yeah, we had him on trial.
No, not Dal. Did we have Dalglish as a kid?
Yeah, Dalglish on trial. Dalglish, we let him go. Yeah. There's been quite a few that we've had in as a trial and let go. So we've missed out a few, and it's interesting the players that we've let go. Another one as well. We sort of missed out on Lukaku. We were linked with him a couple of times. He would have imagine him in our side now.
Well, he wouldn't have scored all them goals against us, would he?
Yeah, exactly. Scored against us.
Yeah, they never made a career. Because that's how made a career score against us every fucking week.
Is it? When you look at the chat, B-Rat Pack says Remy was decent. Chris H agrees with Nicky with Salas.
I'll tell you what.
William Gallas. Abzadav says Neymar. Someone else
Ray
says
Houghton.
Neymar.
We had Ray Houghton on our books.
Yeah, Ray Houghton was he was one of our youngsters.
Yeah. I think he might have even played one game for us.
Yeah, I think
there's a lot, isn't there? There's a lot.
Yeah, but you could probably say that about a lot of clubs. Like a lot of clubs had someone on their books. I think we had. Do you remember Richardson? I think he played for our youth. He played for Man United. Kieran Richardson went on to play for England, and he never played a game for us. Jimmy Bullard was a massive player in the early 2000s. He was on our books.
Was Rob Lee on our books at one point?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, I know he's
Barton, maybe.
Was he?
Rob Jones, one or two. I don't know.
Yeah. This we forgot to talk about this because this story's come out recently about João Mario apparently has said to his agent, they're trying to get a move back to West Ham. He's a free agent in the summer, and they talk about him wanting to come back to the club, which is an interesting one. And personally, if it's for free, and if we are talking about playing European football next season and needing a bigger squad, I don't think it's not to say it's not going to be. It wouldn't be the signing that's going to. But if we want to strengthen the squad, I think we could do a lot worse than João Mario. I thought he was decent.
I'm not a massive fan of his, though, Dan. I didn't think he was brilliant. People go on about him like he was some sort of fucking Ronaldinho figure. I thought he was average at best. And I might be, maybe it's me remembering. He was all right. He was all right.
Yeah, he weren't fantastic. He didn't set the world alight. He was a decent player. But would he fit the Moyes makeup, the Moyes model?
He's only 28.
Yeah,
that's surprising, to be quite honest with you. I thought he was going to say he was about 38, but he's only 28. If he's available on a free, maybe. But he done all right. But I don't know, man. Listen. We've been in this predicament before, like signing the likes of Nordveit, and I know Scott, don't punch me, Scott. But
don't. He's going to get ulterior. Don't wind him up.
And like, fuck, what's his name? The right back that we signed, Arbeloa, and all of that sort of nonsense. And like, they're just average players, but they're just basically squad fillers. Like, but they try to fucking fork them into the fucking team. Like, we need to look at, You know, I wouldn't be picking up things off the floor just because they're on the floor. You know, you got to make sure it fits what you want to do. If João Mario fits, then he fits. Then sign him. There's no fucking loss to it. But if he don't just get him because you can. Like that's what they done with the likes of Northlight and people like that. They bought them just because they could, and they was for nothing, and they could sell them on for a profit. I mean, fuck me. That year, I watched a game against Astra Gugu the other day, just fucking randomly, like the highlights. We had like the likes of Kaleri and people like that, like fucking shit cunts like that. Like fuck them, you know. João Mario was okay. He don't get in the side.
No, and that's the thing. He doesn't, you know, and that's what it is. Like you were saying earlier, the players that you've got to bring. The players that you've got to bring back in, the players that we've got to bring in have got to be better than what we've got. And you know, that comment there, let's buy quality, not quantity, and that's what we've got to see. You know, we've got to see that top quality players who, not top quality players, but we've got to see players that are a quality level and are not aging. You know, you can afford to find one aging player who is that extra, you know, that extra bit of something. You know, it's not going to happen. But like someone said there, someone like Aguero, you know, you could go and get a player like that for a season or 2 seasons to that you're going to get an instant impact from. But we've got to be looking now, especially if we finish in that top 40. It's got to be long-term young prospects who are going to improve season upon season.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean, you look at the teams that have been, you know, like in the 70s, 80s, it was Liverpool, then 90s, 2000s, Man United, and then Chelsea and Arsenal. They didn't rest on their laurels. It might only have been 1 or 2 players, but they got rid of the players that they knew were sort of aging a bit or sort of coming to the end, and they knew the right time to get rid of those players and bring in sort of younger replacements.
This is a good shout.
They didn't stand still.
I would spend this sort of money on Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I like him a lot. Like sort of 15, 20 million pounds. I think he would like have a go at getting into our midfield. I think he'd have a good chance. Obviously,
I think he's a decent player.
He's a good player. 15, 20 million. I'd be happy with that. Like, but you know, yes, people say
absolutely
30 plus for Tammy Abraham. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
And that's the thing. Is Terry Abraham a £30 million striker? In my opinion, he's not.
Is he? There's no sort of like.
The only thing again that worries me with someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he has had his injury concerns, and I like this guy Mark Alexander's brought up, Billy Gilmore. You know how we're sitting there looking for another holding midfielder type, a player that would free up Declan Rice, would free up Souček. Billy Gilmore, you know, I think we wanted him on loan at one point. He would be perfect, and he would fit the Moyes model. You know, in the way he plays, he's a very exciting young talent, and you know he does his job really well. So he's someone that I'd look at, especially you know he wanted to go out alone, and then Tuchel's told him he's going to keep him, and he's not. I think he's played him in a cup game. That's it.
All right. Would you take Sergio Aguero?
Yes, that's so West Ham, isn't it? That's such a West Ham signing, isn't it?
This is what I'm saying. He's again right now. I'm a bit hypocritical here because I don't like taking injury-prone players, but Aguero's quality outrules all of that.
But do you think?
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best striker in the Premier League.
He has been the best striker in the Premier League. He is currently the best striker in the Premier League.
No, because he's injured.
I was watching him the other day. He's lost a lot of his game. A lot.
Well, that's the problem. But he's been worth a shout.
I've got my cousin Matty here. He wants to say hello.
Boys.
Hey!
Yeah.
Good to see you.
He just popped in there.
I'd bite your hand off for Aguero. Bring him all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The wages. That's what I'm saying. The wages.
Yeah, I'm not paying him that much. So if he can score the goals, then brilliant.
Yeah, true.
How can you not want to take a player like Aguero? How could you not?
Yeah. He's had a year where he's not even really played much, so he'll be fit hopefully.
Yeah.
And he wants to. The reason why he wants to stay in England apparently is to break the record. So he's got that motivation. So for me,
imagine he does it with us. He breaks the record with West Ham.
We need players with Champions League experience next season as well. So
exactly.
West Ham to sign Aguero. Source Matt Lawless. Quote him on it.
Yeah. What was the comment someone put up? It sort of went about Zabaleta trying to persuade Aguero. It sort of flashed up.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, that someone said.
Dan's cousin. Yeah, that's he's better known as he's.
Yeah. So I just had a KFC. I've just stuffed my face downstairs. So,
you can see the resemblance, isn't it? Like, no.
Yeah, he's got more hair than me. I think.
Yeah. You know what?
It's Dan with him.
I don't want to say it on.
Leave it out. No need for that. Sorry to hijack it, boys, but good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, it is the first time I see
you, mate. It's been a while.
Yeah,
but no, what a season! Been fantastic, and I just can't wait to get back in the stadium. I've already renewed my season ticket for next year, and it's just been brilliant, and it's been great to sort of keep people quiet because everyone felt that we were kind of flash in the pan, but we're there, and we've got some great fixtures coming up. Massive game tomorrow against Newcastle, isn't it? And, I feel every week now. I love it that we go 3-0 up, and then I have that sort of heart attack moment.
I tell you what, me and Nicky was in pieces on the watch along, weren't we?
I'm loving there was a quote 45 minutes of the last 3, but second half's doing me in.
There was a quote last week, Dan, from Dan Matt, when he actually said, "Score a second, but for, either." What was it? What did he say?
Either just only score 2 goals.
Only score 2. For God's sake, don't score a third.
Yeah, whatever we do, don't score a third.
No,
because that's it, innit? I do not want to see us go 3-0 up to Newcastle tomorrow. That's when I'll start to shit myself. Really,
God, yeah.
It's
tricky scoreline, isn't it?
Someone wants to make Matt. Someone wants to make Matt a regular.
I've been trying to get him back on for a while. I've had him on. Do you know what, Matty? Right, you people don't know this. You was actually my cameraman at Newcastle away the other season when we went up there last season. Where
I'm still waiting for the payment. Did you get my invoice?
I know. I had to. We had a good night out there. Actually,
it was very good. Very good. I can't remember much. But,
stayed in a hostel.
No, it's great. Listen, I always love coming on here. Always enjoy it. I always watch the videos. And I've been saying for a long time, get me on the Friday night pint just because I want a beer, really. But...
Yeah. Oh yeah, my mum.
No, we're doing a live one soon, Matty. So you're definitely invited to that, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I look forward to it. So it's been a bit of a different year for me as well. I'm not really kind of been involved. I've not been in the media, so to speak. I've been kind of the other side of it, the PR kind of side of things, really, and working with like brands and talent. I mean, I was working with Slaven Bilic for a bit. Slav's a great guy. I kind of was helping him out when he was at West Brom. It's a shame, really, he didn't stay there for the season. But I think it was always going to be the case. So it's good to see him that he's.
Matt, I've got a Bilic shirt here. Can you get it signed for me?
Yeah,
he's in China.
We have to ship it out to China first, Nick. But
where it come from? Funny enough.
Send it back.
Should have got him to do it before he said it. Yeah.
But no, he's doing great. I spoke to him the other day, and he's really enjoying it out there. And they're looking forward to it. They was telling me he's got the best team in China, like the actual best football inside. So it's perfect for him. And I hope that he can go there, win a trophy, and then he'll be back in the Premier League without that one day.
I was speaking to a West Brom fan the other day, and I was talking to him about it, and he said like he was so gutted, like him and his family. When they sacked Bilic, he said they would rather have gone down and kept Bilic than got Big Sam to try and stay up. They was happy to go down with him,
but they've hit a bit of form, haven't they, West Brom? So
Big Sam, could he do it? Listen, he can help us out against Leicester. If Big Sam can do that, I'll say nice things about him. Big Sam, because if they beat Leicester on Wednesday and we beat Newcastle, we go third.
Robert Griffith says, give us a shout out. Rob from Dagenham watches every week. Well, big shout out to you, Rob. Go around Dan's house. You can have a little party around.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I just turn up.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll get the KFC.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that because I'm working with McDonald's at the minute. So I have to see the Colonel.
You should only be eating McDonald's. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just supersize me. You should be.
Oh, no, I love that film.
Hi from Alberta, Canada. I have to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to watch us at 5:30 in the zone.
Dedication.
And we owe him a tank.
A mate of mine, he lives in New York. Similar thing. He's got to be up at the crack of dawn just to watch the game tomorrow. But he's loving it.
Imagine doing it when we was getting smacked like 4-0 and all of 5-0 and losing to Oxford and shit.
Don't mind getting up at 5 when you're winning.
Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, you just go back to bed and cry yourself to sleep.
Just hope they don't make it late and it's 3-2.
Right, boys, we'll start wrapping this up now. I think. Let's go.
Need some more ask if anything.
Yeah, go on. You can give us a couple more questions.
Get some more ask us anything.
How old's Ryan?
I don't know how old Ryan is.
I see Ryan had a pint today, didn't he?
Yeah. I ain't had one yet. I ain't been to a pub yet.
Well, I've got a pub now in my garden, so we'll have to host.
All round to Matt's.
Yeah.
We just decided that we'll make a pub in the shed basically. So the Cactus Inn, whatever. There we are.
I made my first visit to a beer garden last night with me and Graham.
Oh, super.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to be out and actually be around people. It was good.
We were very careful.
And
he's Matt a hooligan.
Did you wear a condom then, guys?
He looks like that.
He's Matt.
We were very careful.
Yeah. You wear a condom or what?
No, like I said, we followed all the rules, the code.
Well done,
regulation.
Well done, mate.
No, I didn't queue in. I ain't been to the shops or nothing. I'm leaving. I'm waiting.
No.
I'm waiting for the pub. I'm trying to wait till it dies down because that's it. I don't like Primark when in normal circumstances, let alone when people are trying to get in and get their pants like.
You're more of a Hugo Boss man, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, bit of class.
You're not a fan of Primani, Dan? You don't like a bit of Primani?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what. Now, listen. I'm an upper class type of guy, isn't I? Do you know what? We almost forgot about this to talk about this. My mum's brought it up. What did Shelby say? Yes, Shelby said that Newcastle have a better squad than West Ham.
Shelby said.
Well, the table would say otherwise, wouldn't
it? Better, he said, we're doing well, but you've got to say squad for squad that they have a better squad.
Dan, are you really going to go and have an interview and turn around and go, do you know what, we're pants, mate?
No, but no one asked him whose squad is better. He just volunteered that information. He didn't have to say it.
No, but Nick's right. He can't go on record and say, they're better than us.
No, but he didn't have to say that either. He didn't have to say anything. He could have just said, "Really, they're really doing a good job."
Hold on. Mark saying he didn't.
No, you're wrong.
I swear I listened to it. It was on. It was on the TalkSports. What was his exact words? Yeah. No, but the voice. He said they had similar squad. So he's saying it's the same.
Similar squad.
They're in the relegation.
Well, I had a conversation with a Newcastle fan in the week, and I said that first game of the season, I genuinely, everyone feared for the worst, didn't they? They just smashed us all over the park. We were terrible. And I looked to their summer business. I thought they've actually done some good signings there. Like Jeff Hendricks on a free looked good. Fraser on a free looked decent business. Callum Wilson, brilliant signing. I think he's the only one who has actually proved that. But they've had a lot of bad luck. They lost Sam.
Who's the left back from Norwich?
They had him.
Matt Carron, isn't it?
Jamal Lewis.
Lewis. That was
Lewis.
Yeah, so they've had a lot of bad luck. They had the COVID situation that hit them hard. Sam Maximum missed a lot of games. Jabravka, the keeper, very good keeper. He's missed a lot of football this year. So I feel a little bit sorry for Steve Bruce because he's not a bad manager, but Newcastle should be doing a lot better than where they are on the table.
Yeah. See, Steve Bruce in. That's what Matty said. Steve Bruce in.
I didn't say that.
Newcastle fans at Matt Lawless.
First is quite a bit Shelby, now me.
But that's the thing that they have got a lot of quality there, and they are they're way below where they should be. Way below where they should be. Yeah. And that's what makes tomorrow's game even more difficult. That they've got players that cause us problems.
It's typical.
It's not a grand we do well. I mean, that's Sam Maximan. That's Sam Maximan. When he gets going, he's frightening.
It sounds like you're calling him Sam Maximan. Sam Maximan.
No, you're spot on. I think he's a quality player, and he's a sort of player that he could probably improve at least sort of 14, 15 teams in the Premier League.
To be honest, I'd love to see him at ours. Can you imagine him and Antonio?
Yeah, be a right handful, wouldn't it?
I'm actually doing a preview thing with the Newcastle. Geordie's down south after this, the live preview thing, and that's always a laugh. We usually argue over who's got the worst owners, West Ham or Newcastle, but they're a good laugh, good bunch of lads. So I'll ask them about that for sure. I'm going to grill them about Shelby's comments. And
have they got any Ashley's in stickers? Have they?
Yeah, they get the Ashley in stickers out. That's what they need.
Boys, listen, I'm gonna have to wrap up. I don't know whether you want to carry on, but I've got to wrap up. I've got to do something for work, and I've got to get to bed because I've got to go back to work at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, let your son have his room back, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I'll leave you to wrap up, boys. Thank you very much.
Mate, good to see you.
Ciao, mate.
Good night, mate. Speak tomorrow. See you later.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Should we wrap it up as we?
Well, let's see if there's
who's that lurking over Matt's shoulder there? Who's that? Who's that, Matt?
That's young Freddie.
He's actually was on the channel a few years ago on the FIFA show.
He's just had training tonight, so literally we've just sort of shot around it to say hello. Really,
future West Ham signing.
Well, I hope so. But
yeah. Listen, Freddie, don't do any of this. Like, if Arsenal were like in a Rolls Royce outside the ground and they go, time for us instead, like Tony Adams. Don't do none of that. No, you better
definitely not.
You know, be true to West Ham. Even if we're in a relegation battle, you've got to get us out of it.
Yeah.
So, but no, he was on the FIFA show we had years ago.
My voice was so squeaky.
Yeah, he was a lot shorter then. He would have been a lot younger.
Yeah, he's
look up. Do you know what? That's going to be the video. Yeah, when he is like, say he's playing for like West Ham and that, and it was Freddie. That video will come back up. So,
yeah, that'll appear somewhere along the line.
So
hey Dan, look about Matt Powell says who would win in a fight.
Where's that?
Yeah, I saw that one. Where is it again?
What's that?
Well,
only one way to find out is how.
I did make him tap once. I did make him tap out.
Not true.
Back in. He just takes liberties in.
Here's an interesting one. This is probably touching on what I said earlier. Mark Alexander, is it time to sell Antonio? Age, injury, cash in while we can.
Personally, for me, I would say I don't think so, because I don't think there will be a huge transfer fee involved for him at this stage because of what's his contract situation? Has he signed a new deal yet? I'm not too sure on that.
I sort of think he has.
Yeah, I think you might. I think it was recently, wasn't it? Anyway, I can't quite remember, but even then, I think the way these transfer fees work a lot of the time now, it's based on a sell-on value. And if he's got a new 3-year deal with us, then effectively that would take him up to the age of 33 or something like that. Then would his next club have any business value in selling him? That's just, unfortunately, that's the way it works. I personally think there's a lot more we can get out of Antonio. And it just might be another evolution of his position in terms of, look, he's playing striker at the minute, but does he drop down to becoming a wing back again or something like that, you know, where that kind of Masuaku role at the minute where he's playing in front of the fullback. So he's not relied to be a defender. I just think there's something about him, and he just gives us another option when he's fit. And I think people forget that. And I think it's been tough on him this year because he's had to carry our strike force because he's the strike force. Yeah. He's a one-man band. So when he gets injured, unfortunately, people take it out on him. The frustration of, you know, it's not his fault. He's running into the ground every game, and you know we need that squad to kind of support him.
But the thing is, you can say defenders hate playing against him.
Yeah, I said to somebody, I did a show recently about, you know, England's Euro 2020 squad, and personally, I know that he's potentially looking at declaring for Jamaica, his allegiance there, but if I was Southgate, I'd have him in the squad. I think he's such a handful, and as you said, you know, defenders don't want to play.
He offers something different,
you know?
Doesn't he? Like to other the
it's
other.
It's a plan
players.
B, and I think we've got a lot of quick players going forward. But other than Harry Kane, who's sort of an out-and-out striker, I don't really see a difference like in that squad. I mean, Calvert-Lewin's all right, but for me, I still don't think he's England quality. Even though he's had a great season with Everton, I still think I'd rather go with someone like Antonio. And of course, I'm biased, but we watch him week in, week out, and we see what he does when he's on song, and he just destroys defenders.
Yeah, and that's the thing with someone like Antonio. If you're needing a goal in the last 20 minutes of the game, you know, he will bring you that. You don't, as a tired defender, you don't want Antonio coming on with 20 minutes running at your full pelt. You know, and the thing, as much as I was saying earlier on that, you know, it might be time that we look beyond him. I'd still keep him within the squad, but I'd like to see him play less. In the sense of that, we have two strikers that are in front.
Got to manage him now. Like with the age he's at there and the injuries he's had, you've got to start managing him a bit better. Yeah, I think.
And just to the level of training as well, because you know, I'm just going back to when Andy Carroll played for us. He wouldn't train for most of the week. He would pretty much, you know, just take his old Paul McGrath situation where he'd just turn up on a Saturday and you know, it'd start for, you know, Man United when he was, you know, Paul McGrath talking about. But Antonio's similar now, where you've got to manage him during the week. He can't take that level of impact. But if you can get, you know, 70 minutes out of him on a Saturday, then fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to get you one from the start on one of these Friday night pints next time, won't we? We'll have to
definitely. Sorry to come in and hijack. I was only coming to say hello.
No, you didn't even know. No, that's right. No, we get you one proper.
I haven't seen it for ages.
No. We were so lucky. We got to go to the Man United game. You know, when fans were let back in, and I've missed it so much this year. Even if we were there and we weren't having the season that we are, but I've missed going to the games and seeing people and having a beer and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, I really have, and that's why as soon as the renewals come up, I was like, bang, here you go, take it, take all my money. You know, like, I just want to be back in there as soon as possible.
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, we've said, haven't we, Scott? Like a lot after match day, it's not even about the game after time, just about seeing everyone and
seeing everybody.
I mean, for us,
yeah,
definitely, and like particularly for us, it's our family. You know, like we go there to see each other. In a sense, like, you know, Penny, like she'll drive down from Colchester. You know, then my dad, my uncle, you know, everybody, you know, you name them, we're all there, kind of thing. And it's nice to see each other. Like, so there's that, and I think that's the same for a lot of people. Really, it's that kind of family element that they've missed out on, and you know, it's just now there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's just great, and hopefully the club can build on this feel-good factor, and I think to do that, it's all about this summer, isn't it, and what they do off the field. And they've got to kind of match our ambition now, because Moyes and his backroom staff have done a fantastic job, and the players have really bought into what he wants to do. They want to be a successful team. Declan Rice, I know for a fact that he'd want to stay at this club. You know, he loves West Ham. You know, and I don't feel that. So many people ask me this. Do you think he'll go? I was like, well, look, every player could go at some point, and you wouldn't blame him if at some point he would go. But for now, he's an England regular. He's the captain of a football club in a sense, you know. He's the natural successor to Noble. So why would he want to leave in the build-up to a World Cup? Don't forget, we've got the Euros this summer, but the World Cup is immediately after, the following December. So to take a gamble and leave and move somewhere different, grass is not always greener. So I think that Declan Rice stays, and I think Lingard has been one of the biggest sort of selling points for our football club now, where other players in his position who are, you know, sort of on the fringes of the squad but can't quite break in, look at a club like West Ham and go, well, look, there's my platform. He's straight back in England team, you know. Jesse Lingard, you know, 6-7 months ago, everyone thought he was finished. He thought he was on a scrap heap. Now he's one of the best players in England, isn't he? So just goes to show you what kind of, you know, getting the right recruitment can do. And, you know, one thing I would say, I know that, listen, I'm not pro Sullivan and goal at all. You know, I think the sooner we can get new owners, the better. In a sense, I think you just give everyone a new lease of life. But Sullivan was instrumental in the signings of Souček and Soufal. Like, you know, it was his kind of network of that kind of delivered it. All right, maybe it was a bit of luck or whatever, but hopefully now they can build on those successes. They can see that there are good players out there, but they just need to invest properly and not kind of sell a striker without having a replacement coming in. You know, that's bad business in my opinion.
Fingers crossed. We can do the business, and like I said, it's Like I said, we got a positive time, and hopefully now
it's all good.
They can build on it, and all of that. So no, big things coming. I've got to pop into the other chat now because I've got Clinton and the other guy waiting.
Let's wrap it up then. So go on, Daniel.
Go on, Daniel.
Yeah. So if you do want to come and if you do want to stick around, you'll see it. I've got another live preview. You can join that, guys, and it's going to be a lot of laughs and a lot of looking to Newcastle and that and back and forth. They're a great fun bunch of guys, so look out for that. And thanks for Matt and Fred for jumping in and
sorry.
all the super chats and everyone else who's commented. And look out for all of us. Watch along tomorrow. Scott's thing in the morning. Pre-match.
I'm not there in the morning with
me and Ryan doing that tomorrow. I've got some big shoes to fill. Shoes to fill.
Exactly.
Me and Dan are off for an arm wrestle now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just to see who would win. And we want to know the result next week.
We'll film it once. But yeah, no, thank you for everyone for watching. Like I said, stick around for the preview with Newcastle. And one thing left to say, come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.